Hello and welcome back to the next episode of Season 2 of Rise of the Villains. As you can see, this is what we've already got. This is what we've got to expect in this episode. So let's get right to it, kicking off with a derby. I should have really skipped straight to the day before I started playing, but it won't take as long to fire through these 7 days, and it gives me a chance to kind of, just relax a little bit and not necessarily be action wall to wall, especially when there's other teams around us still playing. In terms of recruitment in the summer, again, a lot will be dictated by what they give me, which apparently is 749 grand minimum. So if I get that, there obviously won't be much recruitment, but it'll be sell to buy. But I've certainly got the assets to sell. There'll be a lot that are on the wave in the summer for me. I'm quite ruthless when it comes to recruiting. If someone's of a certain age, for me, they've got back within 6 of a nice comfortable win at Fulham though. I think City have hit form now, so it's just really how long I can hold on. It looks like for me. As I was saying, yeah, in terms of recruitment, I know a lot of people say they get attached to certain players on this game, which I completely get. But I am very much like Lucas Digne was tremendous for my first season, but 41 million I wasn't turning down. Like, for example, I couldn't turn down 65 for Vitinha even if I wanted to, because that's his release clause. But what I'd find interesting is, should I qualify for the Champions League, hypothetically, would that clause still be a thing? Because I am a club in the Champions League. So I'm not really familiar how that works. Lewis Garner's turned professional. Ooh, that could have been a lot worse. We'll wrap him in cotton wool. Ings, you've got your start, son. Yeah, that's the last thing I want Vitinha to go off the rails, because he has been fairly consistent this season. So I have no problem whatsoever. Okay, they've moved that. That's fine. I have no problem whatsoever in giving Vitinha a couple of weeks off just to recover. He's got 19 and 25 in the league, 24 and 29 in all comps. It's fantastic. But I've waxed lyrical about him enough previously, especially last episode. Adama Traore is back at Wolves. Former Villa player, some might not remember. He's played for Barcelona, Aston Villa, Middlesbrough, Wolves. He's been on quite the tour as Adama Traore. I think famously Aston Villa, when they went down, swapped him for Middlesbrough for what's he called now that's playing for QPR? Right winger. Emozo kits will be killing me right now. Albert Adoma. They basically swapped Adama Traore for Albert Adoma. Who do you think did better off that deal? But this was when they'd been relegated, so at the time, obviously Middlesbrough I think were in the Premier League, so it made sense. And then Wolves picked him up from there. Dom Solanke at West Ham. Okay. On a loan as well. Because Leeds bought him first season. I forgot that because he got a hat-trick against me last year. I remember. That must have been all he did all season. Well, he got 11 goals. That's unfair to say, but you know what I meant. But yeah, let's push this back. Forsby's still suspended, but I don't see no reason to not start Diaz again. Vitinha will go with Ings. Martinez's season's obviously over, and we will bring who deserves a bench spot. We'll give it to Sanson this game, and we'll go with that. Again, Diaz did nothing wrong last game. But Ings gets his start that he's been moaning about. So let's see if he justifies it. In the dark. Last time we played Wolves was Carabao Cup quarter-finals, beat them 5-0. Something similar would be lovely, please. Buendia, Conzano for the perfect start. Off the bar and over, I think that went. I always like it when the highlight starts with their goalkeeper playing out, because it just makes me think that target wins an easy penalty. It just makes me think that we're gonna nick it off them through pressure. Yeah, that's always a penalty. That target brought down in the box. Danny Ings with the chance. Danny Ings misses the penalty. Well, you can't be saying I've not given you a chance in this game, son. I have the options on the bench should I need them. Konza, Ranganga turns the man well, plays on Edwards. Edwards fired wide, unfortunate. I think that's the first penalty miss I've seen though, so I can't be too critical. Barring cup competitions, because last year in cup competitions we went out on penalties twice, I think. But I think that's the first one I've seen missed in the league. And Wolves put one in. Are Wolves now going to get revenge against us? It's looking on the cards, isn't it? It's not been the finest of ours, but we've had the better of it, and we find ourselves a goal down. But what you've got to probably say is a penalty will be a large part of the reason why we are that goal down. So, no, sorry, forgive the background audio. What I will say is the penalty will be a large part of the XG, so that's why that's quite deceptive. But yeah, no room at the end this first. That's a great ball from Diaz, to be fair. It's a shame we couldn't make anything from it, but it's a great ball from Diaz. Edwards. Badia. Oh, no curve on bottom corner. Again, we've peppered them, but they're leading 1-0. Yeah, what a better second half there, boys. Find the back of the net, please. Like I said to Ings, I have got the options on the bench should I need them, but you've been crying out for minutes, and usually you've been Mr. Reliable for me off the bench. Cody, Johnny Otto, Cody, Zessar, Kilman, Neves, Semedo, Neto. They've had a lot of bookings. Weghorst has found himself to Wolves. That's an unusual signing if ever I've seen one. Adama, yeah. Andres Pereira doing the damage, but that is very poor and very sloppy, which is words I've not used often this season for this team. Marcau's not had his finest day, and we'll bring Tyrone on. Now, is there any way back in this game for us? Any way back at all? Oh, Nana, don't you start letting me down as well. Adama's flying past us. Now, press. Well intercepted, Buendia. That would have been a tremendous finish from the looks of it, but not to be. Can we find a way back into this game later on? Are we getting our first loss in the league for quite a while? Cunha, does all the hard work, but it's the post. That's a shame. That was a chance. That was indeed a chance. Buendia. Ings, Branganga, Buendia. Cunha again, he's done well off the bench, but he's just not found the way through, but nobody has today for us. The Omens were there when Ings missed a penalty early on, but again, I can't be too harsh on the lads for the season they're having. It does look like they're about to succumb to the pressure though from behind in the league. Cunha again pulls one back. Could have been a different story. Could have had a hat trick today so far. but we are taking the 2-1 loss. Buendia, unfortunately, is not happy with that. But so yeah, City again have played a game more, but they've now closed that to 3 points, and the gap's opened up to the top. But we're still looking comfortable for ahead of Leicester. We've still got a nice chunky gap there, so there's no reason to be tuned down, disheartened whatsoever. But yeah, 12 games undefeated. It was a nice little run we had there. On to the next one though. Everton in 5 days. Just getting towards the business end of the season now. But yeah, this is a big month in terms of amount of games. Is it April? That has ridiculous amounts of games. No, yeah, sorry, April. I mean, Everton's the last game this month, and then we've got an international break. So we'll likely cut away and come back. I think, anyway. Getting a little bit confused there. But yeah, April's a massive month in terms of amount of fixtures. Because of the scheduling. That was a great signing for Liverpool. I mentioned it in the previous episode. Managed to get Adeyemi for like 12 mil. Which is just a ridiculous good signing. 3 days to the Everton game. So I think it's Everton and 2 weeks international break. So we'll certainly cut away there. Oh, interesting. They've now moved the Everton game. So I guess we'll be cutting away now. This little gem has come for our youth academy. It's okay. But the rest of that's a poor crop, to be honest. So it is a below average intake. We've got one good player. But yeah, like I said, what we'll do is we'll cut away and we'll come back in the next game, which is now 16 days away. So we'll see you again shortly. And we're back. Obviously there was a massive break because the Everton game was postponed. Things to catch up on. I signed a new deal with the club. Manchester City have just retaken second, having played the early kick-off, but they have 2 games in hand on. We have 2 games in hand on them, should I say. Diaz has just picked up a knock after making his international debut during that break, so I'm really happy for him to come through and do that. That's fine, he can be rested now. Vitinha is back now, so that break kind of helps for that. But I've got a lot of players that are lacking fitness currently on my bench. But we'll leave it at that. We won't give Ings because I know Ings did pick up the knock recently, but we'll go with that. And it's good to see that some of these players are now starting to build chemistry, because I'm starting to go over more regular 11, where at the start of the season I was changing it every game almost. But yeah, can we get back to winning ways there against the success story of last season in Leeds, who aren't doing that bad this season by all accounts. I'm going to check up on how they did in Europe actually after this game. I just hope we can beat them here. I've got almost a fully fit squad now. There can't really be no complaints there. And Vitinha straight back from injury. That potential offside, but either way, he's put it very nicely into the bottom corner. It's been given. I think that was certainly what we were missing against Wolves. But what can you say? Injuries are injuries. They are part of the sport. Just glad it was not a long-term one, because that could have really derailed us. But yeah, brought him back in after his blisters. He's had a nice little break. He's come back in and he's scored straight away again. So he's jumped back in where he left off for us. Diallo Stroich. Never say his name correctly. I'll be lambasted by Leeds fans. Oh dear, Onana, that is a particular shocker I do not see you make very often. Smashes the clearance right at Suarez, who just runs on and scores. But I've given him his credit. He's played well for the vast majority of the season. Everyone dropped clangers. Rafinha puts Leeds in front though. We are there is our form starting to drop off. I hope we've just not run out of steam too early, because I don't want to really be in free fall towards the back end of the season. Undo a lot of the good work we've done. Leeds won a penalty to make it 3 here. That'll be given. Yeah. Leeds had a chance to make it 3. They have indeed. This looks like back-to-back losses for us, I think, for the first time this season. Stirring defeat in the jaws. Sanson can play. He's not had many minutes lately. But yeah, that might be offside, but it's not looking good. This. Yeah, that did kind of look offside. Going back. Now are we getting a penalty? A lot of VAR action in this game. Who's on it? Vitinia. Suddenly the penalty taker tucks it away for his second of the game. Can we fight back and nick something from this? I'd love it if we could. Time's ticking away though here. Leeds are deservedly leading, to their credit. And Vitinia pop up with another hat trick. It's not looking likely at this point. Leeds go on to win the game, deservedly so, to be fair. I'm not going to be too harsh, but I don't want to be making a habit of losing home games. Again, I just still got a game in hand on City, but that just City stranglehold for second there, just tightened up a little bit. We're now within 9 points of Leicester as well. Game in hand on them, but they are starting to close that gap as well. And we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up now, I believe. So it certainly does not get any easier from here. We're now into April well and proper. Obviously, thanks to the postponement, we had a mammoth 7 games in April. So this episode we'll get the Arsenal game done, and then tell you what, we'll get Arsenal West Ham done, and then in the next episode it'll be as promised. Cash is now suspended again. Loves picking up yellows as Matty Cash, but that's just part of his playing. I just kind of live with that. Arsenal's going to be a tricky game. They're in 6th, but they'll want to be getting back into the... Yeah, he's reached his goal bonus. That's fine. No issues there. Oh, the youth crop came through, but yeah, you said that. You said about the youth crop, didn't you? That was last episode. Or last part, maybe. But you'd definitely seen it. Conte Coy on Newcastle talk, okay. Don't really want that happening. Yeah, good lad. Good lad. Haha. To be fair, how long's your contract got? No, you can have a new deal, mate, for that. Unfortunately, I can't offer you much. Good, man. You've earned that. Yeah, I'm happy with the work he's done as a head of youth development, to be honest. I've had 2 sets. I've got a good player in both my sets of youth recruitment, which doesn't always happen. Yeah, I've made lots of scout reports on players. Interesting. Interesting. I'd love to sign. I always tend to look in Yusuf Demir. Sesko another one. He'd be okay. He'd be okay. He'd be okay. Better level. Here's someone that I'd be looking for. He's okay for the money. Some interesting options though. United beat Fulham. Interesting, City haven't drawn a game this season. They've lost 8 times. I've lost 5 now. Liverpool have ran away with it almost. Sampaoli sacked by Newcastle, which is why we had the links with Coutinho. Tedious links, but links all the same. Interesting, they don't want me to offer them deals. Yeah, I mean, I would, for the money he's on, I would certainly love to keep Acuna alone, but I think he's going to end up going back, and I'm not paying 30 odd million for him. I think him more than Pellegrini. Pellegrini's done alright, he's for us when he's played, but Acuna's played somewhat, oh, for Christ's sake. Well, that's that out the window. Probably because I expressed interest in him. They thought, oh, we better get him under contract. All good. Into the Arsenal game. I might freshen this lineup a little bit after back-to-back defeats. You obviously don't want to go back though. Harrison signed a new deal. I'm intrigued to see what my assistant thinks my strongest team is. And we'll see. Good, I guess. Let me just check that again. I was going to check Leeds as well. West Ham piling on the pressure. City have lost to Brighton. I was going to say all Leeds have done. Schedule. So they had Ajax, Atletico and Porto, which is a very group they could easily have gone through on. And it looks like they did go through one. They got as far as the 4th round of the Carabao. They had AC Milan, what a treat that would have been, and went out 4-2 on aggregate. What a treat that would have been for Leeds fans though. Right, so this is apparently my best 11 according to my assistant. I mean, Cash can't play, so I am going to give Chambers a game. Tapia comes back in, McGinn comes in, Bailey, Ramsey, Watkins all come in. I think he's unlucky not to get a place on the bench if I'm honest. But yeah, we'll go with this team, this game. Ring in the changes, so to speak, after a back-to-back poor results. See how we get on. Hopefully better than we have previously. Tomiyasu, Choupo-Moting, Chalobah at Arsenal, flipping it. This is an unusual Arsenal side. Jacob Ramsey, Target. It's in here. Oh, fired wide. You don't see that much. Interesting to note, I think Villa are playing the 3rd kit here in this game. I'm assuming because of the white clashing with the white of the shorts. Is my best guess. Coutinho has another chance, but he takes that one. 1-0. 1-0 to the Villa. Christian Eriksen at Arsenal again. I forgot about Martinelli. Equalises after Konza missed the interception. All score. I remember beating Arsenal, I think, on the last game of last season. And that's the last time I remember playing. I'm not sure what the score was earlier this season. Was it part of that rampant run we're on where we just beat everybody? Just kept, it felt like it never ended. Just every game we played, we won. Saying here, super promoting Martinelli, Saka slides in. Is that going to be given though? Probably. Let's have a look. Yep, given. Unfortunately. Tierney, Saka, Martinelli, Alashu, Choupo-Moting, bloody hell. Well and truly out of form at the minute. Eriksen plays in Martinelli again. Lovely stuff, can't fault it, but defensively it's another nightmare. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't really do that. Just throw players in for starts from the hardly playing, because they very rarely have good games because they've not got any kind of match fitness. It's a shame though, because Chambers has actually a really good rating this season for when he has played, but he's often come off the bench in resounding wins. Continues at it again. He's literally the only one keeping us in games at the minute. His goal scoring is the only thing keeping us in it at the minute. We're conceding far too much through defensive horror shows. Ramsey to Ramsdale. Oh, Konza. Martinelli hat-trick. Konza at fault again. Martinelli grabbed a first half hat-trick. Bailey. McGinn. Mark out. McGinn. Mark out. Target. Vitinha. Watkins. Is that going to be given? Watkins' first goal for as long as I can remember. Disallowed. Yeah, so again, defensive horror show. Vitinha the only one keeping us in the game again. It's a shame that we've dropped off to this level. I mean, every team has drops in form, but I think it's very weird because we've almost been way too good for the first part of the season and are now compensating by being really bad. There's not been any kind of, it's been very one way or the other, but there's been very much largely positive this season. So as a season as a whole, it's fantastic, but I don't want to then slide. I think we've done more than enough to justify a Champions League spot on the football we've played, but these losses are going to start to accrue and we're going to start to slide, and I don't want that for this team. Target nearly there, having the better of the man. Barely nearly scoring. Watkins had a poor game, unfortunately. Eriksen chips in 1-1. That's not the better side here. Defensively, not good enough again. Watkins has had a poor game. He scored, but it was offside. Arsenal resoundingly put us to the sword. Not what we want to be seeing right now. I mean, again, worst case, we've still got a Carabao Cup from this season. So we've certainly got positive memories. Yeah, I am not happy with that result at all. So again, that propped Arsenal back into it. Brighton and Leicester are right chasing our tails. Well, I say right chasing our tails. There's still a gap and I've still got a game in hand. But it's getting competitive in and around there now. Where at one point I was at a canter. But yeah, let's get the West Ham game in, and then we'll call this episode and we'll come back for the next lot. Just deflating. It's just deflating, I think, more so than anything else. So Spurs have lost, Leicester have drawn. So again, we've got 2 games in hand on Leicester now. They've only managed to get the gap to 8 points. So that could be back as high as 14 if we can win the games in hand against them. Liverpool won again, which will come as no shock to anybody. But yeah, it's very much now. I mean, we were putting pressure on Liverpool for a long period, but we were never really looking like coming close to. I wouldn't mind it. We're never really coming close to looking like a title challenge, but we're already massively overachieving, in my opinion. You're mad if you think you're getting that. I'm on a strict wage at the minute. Here's another one that I've looked at that was doing alright. There's quite a few players I could sign that would probably do well for under 23s. But I don't want to throw my money around too much because I'm already quite at the edge of my wage structure. Just over it at the minute, but I've got sales that I wish to make. So West Ham game, last of this episode. McGinn's only started 6 games this season. Gotta feel for him. He doesn't really deserve that, but for large periods of the season, his colleagues have been undroppable. Van Zebi's signed a new deal as well, which means he will not be, because I was considering him. I've rescheduled Everton again. Are Everton on some kind of... They got Europe, didn't they? Yeah, they got Europa League. So they beat Wolfsburger. They beat Anderlecht, and then they got Wolfsburg. Will I ever get... Yeah, I had Lingard for 6 months. Oh, that rating... Oh, sorry, that's United, that's why. I was going to say, that rating's a lot more fair. Yeah, we went back to West Ham. Thank you, David Moyes, for saying I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I agree. Probably would be a very good sign of the future. Cheap as well, but he wants a lot of money. So, we've got West Ham and then Chelsea, but Chelsea are down in 10th. Yeah, a lot of the big boys have underperformed this season, which has allowed us in to a certain extent. Because at one point, Chelsea, United, and Arsenal and Spurs are all outside the top 8, which is quite incredible when you think about it. This is a supposed best 11. Cash is still suspended though. But who do you play? Both had poor games. I'm going to go with that though. And Watkins had a bad game, so I am going to go with Cunha. And we're going to bring him onto the bench. I'm almost basically playing my old team here. We'll try that. Try that. See if we can drop Again, we'll be playing in third kit. I've not paid hardly any attention to the kits. I don't know if this is a new occurrence or it's been a regular occurrence this season. It's in here and again. Unfortunately, you can't convert, but we are 60 seconds into the game. Oh, Konza nearly fired one in. He's great from corners, Konza. He always seems to be close or getting a goal. Anything's an improvement on his last game though. I mean, I've stuck with him because he's been largely good for me, but he's absolute horror show last game. Vlasic is in now. Corner. Come on, Villa. Harry Winks at West Ham. That's an interesting one. Come on, Vitinha, play the ball. Too slow, that. Poor combination play. That's target season. Well, I don't know that for sure. I don't know what the severity of the injury is. Potential groin. He could recover from that, but we'll get Pellegrini on. To be fair, I could have probably brought Tyrone Mings on, but that's an interesting way to lose the ball. We've had the better of what we've seen so far in this game. Ranganga can't fire us a goal in though. Yeah, but we've had the better of it. Hopefully it's not long before we find the net in this match. Bailey's playing well. Konza's going to be yellow again though. Vitinha. Oh, why have we not finished that? Ooh. Come on, find the net. Please. That left wing role's a bit cursed at the minute. However I start there doesn't seem to be performing very well. Bailey. Oh, gives the ball away. Really a lot of options though. Come on. Desperate times, desperate measures. Danny Ings. Right, come on, get it up the other end. Oh! Will that be given? Will that be given? It's disallowed. What a game. Danny Ings is on now. It's time for him to take his opportunity. Konza, Ranganga, Forsby, Konza, Forsby, Konza, Ranganga. Is this destined for a late West Ham winner? Because that's exactly what it feels like to me. That's an incredible save, but he's offside anyway. I thought that was about to be given as a penalty. About to lament my luck there, but all my changes have been made. Can I steal a late winner? Not with passes like that, I can't. Benrahma, Fornals, Onana's really trying to keep hold this clean sheet for us. So it's certainly a step back in the right direction, but it could be points dropped. But we'll take that. It's a step back in the right direction for us, puts us back above City on level games, which I didn't expect I'd be saying. Target's 4 to 5 weeks. So we'll just let him recover and we've got options to come in. But yeah, we'll leave this episode there. Thank you as always for joining me, and not much longer now till the end of the season. Hopefully we can start to kick on again after a poor few weeks. But yeah, hopefully see you next time.